You're listening to Heroes in the Moment. What's up, heroes? I'm Michael.
And I'm Nathan.
And today, Thunderbolts big game trailer.
Baby, you know we back at it.
Come back with the Thunderbolts trailer that they introduced from the Super Bowl and talking about this movie coming out May 2nd. And we talked about this. We're actually excited for this movie.
Yes.
We have some optimism going into this movie. Cautiously optimistic. That's a good way to put the MCU
I
these
just
days.
do it like that.
Exactly. And we are excited for this movie and to get into this trailer and talk about, what this trailer shows, the characters, the cast that's in it. Because like we said in a previous podcast, I believe our Captain America Brave New World review, check that out now, by the way.
Fire. We went just over an hour on that one.
Wait, fire. So check that out.
Yeah.
On your way to and from work. And anyway, but we were talking about how this feels like the most interconnected thing we've gotten thus far in the MCU's post-Endgame, because it's all these characters that have been introduced in different projects.
Kept them alive
And bringing them together finally in Thunderbolts. So that's actually brings some excitement for this particular movie. So let's get into the trailer itself and break it down shot by shot and discuss what's going on. So in this trailer, we start off in a courtroom with the what's her name? What's that lady's name? Valentina. Yeah,
she's weird, man.
Yeah. So she was first introduced in Falcon Winter Soldier, where we see her recruiting Wyatt Russell's character, John Walker.
Yeah, he's cool. Agent. He's gonna be so fire in this movie. He's a good actor.
Anyhow, so we see her in the courtroom talking about the Avengers are not coming, so essentially saying we need something else.
Yeah,
and they're making her kind of the Viola Davis of this.
We need a
Amanda
squad.
Waller. We need this, a squad, but not the other one. Not the ones with the other name. We'll just call it Thunderbolts.
Yes.
Anyway.
Cool name.
And then so we see the talking in the courtroom. Bucky's in this courtroom, and he's a congressman now. So that's rather interesting.
I do wonder where they're going with this.
I know. I am curious as well. But anyway, Bucky's in this courtroom talking about there's no Avengers. We need something else because something's coming. So we see in the streets
the leader.
The leader. We need another.
Something's coming.
Something is. All right. So we see in the streets of, we don't know if it looks maybe New York. It is New York, yeah, because the former Avengers Tower is now their tower. Anyhow,
and she bought the building, didn't she?
Yeah, she bought the former Stark Avengers Tower.
Where's she getting this money from?
I know, where is she getting this money? Anyway, and we just see these people turning to dust almost, and they're just like being turned into shadows on the ground.
That shot is cool.
It's so cool. And then we see just the back head of who would be Sentry. So I'm super excited for him.
I wonder
in this movie.
why. Why is he doing that?
Why is he doing this? And this is
that scene of them running and then just them turn to shadows. It's crazy.
And this goes back to the comics, to where the Sentry, has his alter ego, the Void, who does like the shadow, like sends into the shadows.
I didn't know this.
Yeah. So
the Sentry, Void is his alter ego.
His alter ego, the Void.
Is he mentally stable?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know a whole ton about Sentry, but I knew he has like he's Sentry, and then he's also the Void. Sentry is one that kind of wants to be this big superhero kind of thing, where he's not the best. The Void is evil and the one killing all these people and massacring and stuff. And that's where Bob's going to come in this movie.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so all of this different stuff talking about how American people are not safe. There's a big threat coming somewhere out there. And we see shadows going over the city, and then we see our team, or part of our team. We have Red Guardian, we have Ghost, we have Yelena, and we have John Walker, and they're all tied up in this warehouse-looking room. We don't know why exactly they were brought here. Bucky's there.
Maybe Bucky's the one that arranged it, with him now being in Congress.
I don't know. It just feels weird that he would be the one.
It feels weird that if you're telling me he's either pining for Congress or he's in Congress, that he's like low-key like co-leading or like being part of this team.
It feels a little weird. Yeah, it feels a little out of character for Bucky.
Yeah, like that's not good for your vote.
No.
Like people first of all, him being in Congress, like the public is going to be turned against him because he was with Hydra for so long.
What he did is past.
Yeah, exactly. No matter like who he actually was, they're not going to vibe with it. So just the fact that now like he's kind of not reverting back to that Winter Soldier, but he's essentially like, doing the same stuff. It's like,
so
this is not good for
I
your
don't know
votes.
if he's the one recruiting him or if he was recruited as well by Valentina. We don't know exactly the details of that. We don't know why they're tied up, if he's the one who did it or if somebody else did it and he's coming to rescue him. We don't know all of that details yet. But anyway, we have this. It says not super, and Yelena goes, so none of us can fly, and none of them So they just all punch and shoot. And I thought that was funny because that's a conversation we've been having for a long time. And they bring it up because we're like, all of these characters, all they do is like they're mercenaries.
They all have the same skill sets.
They all have the same skill sets. They're assassins. They're super soldiers. That's all they are.
Yeah.
Right? You have like what? Three super soldiers on this team.
Three super soldiers.
And
a bunch of assassins.
3 assassins. Like it's like an even assassin super soldiers. It's just like a bunch of, Captain Americas and Black Widows on this team.
Yeah. Or a super soldier assassin. Like when a soldier used to be.
Exactly. So they're all just punching suits. So they're just thinking to themselves, like, how are we going to be able to go up against this? They're like, I think this is the worst group of people possible. I'm glad they're addressing those questions.
I know, yeah.
Instead of just, throwing
and
it out there.
Playing it off and be like, oh, it's just a bunch of characters who didn't know what to do, so we put them in a movie.
Right. I'm glad they're addressing
self-aware.
And they're self-aware that that's what they did. And there's going to be a reason for that. And they're going to explain it, hopefully, really well. That's why they had to be these group of characters.
Because they're expendable.
Yeah,
they're just trying to kill them.
And I think that's going to be a big thing because they are expendable. And then we see them in this movie, they're shooting each other, and it's fun. There's just gonna be a lot of good funny banter. I think
it's gonna be hilarious.
It's gonna be so
it's
funny.
Gonna be hilarious.
John Walker's like, you're shooting me, and she's like, I didn't know it was you. It was just
David Harbour with Sebastian Stan and Florence Pugh. Like their comedic timing is great.
It's amazing, and the conversations we're gonna get, they're gonna be good. It's gonna be awesome. And then we get everyone is here has done bad things. We get them. Ghost's new suit.
We've all been
awesome.
naughty. Ghosts have a cool suit.
Ghost's suit looks really cool. I hope she'll be great. Taskmaster's even suit's really cool. In better shots.
I keep on forgetting that Taskmaster. I'm not gonna lie. I keep on forgetting that Taskmaster is A, alive, and B in this movie.
I know.
I keep on picturing like the trio of Elena and Bucky and Red Guardian, and I'm like, wait a minute, Ghost, yes. Wait a minute, John Walker, yes. Yeah. Wait, huh?
Taskmaster?
Taskmaster's
here too?
Taskmaster, you gotta copy Sentry's powers.
Yeah, and then I also think, where's Zemo at? Where's Red Hulk? Where's Abomination? Where's some of these other characters, that could be heavy hitters, I don't know. Anyhow,
could use a Red Hulk in this fight.
We do need a Red Hulk. All right, so we see, again, the Bucky, the hand in the dishwasher, which I think that's hilarious.
Washing his arm
in the thing.
I miss the chrome from Winter Soldier, the shinier one.
But this one's vibranium,
How
so
cool.
It's
it's
legit.
It is. But you can take it. What good is the arm if you can take it off?
I know. Like, why would you want to take off your arm?
That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't.
Maybe he just wanted a break.
he wanted to
it got heavy or something.
It gets heavy on his shoulder.
That's why he has to put on his deodorant. He's got
to take it off. And
and then like get in like the crevice there.
Maybe he's got to put like oil on it every once in a while.
True,
so, like,
he might have to oil it.
Oil it up.
Keep it not like get rusty.
Yeah, so it doesn't get rusty. And like the Tin Man, the Wizard of Oz.
The Tin Man, he just can't move.
He just goes to punch and just stuck.
His arm freezes.
It's like
He's swinging with his waist now instead because he can't move his arm.
That would be so funny. Anyway,
that'd be funny.
It's like that scene in Falcon Winter Soldier when the Dora Milaje take his arm off.
They take his arm, bro. I'm like, bro, you can't nerf my boy like that.
Just,
come on now.
Absolutely
don't take his arm. They're like, well, we made it. Like, come on now.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're like, they drive into a building. I don't know why they would drive into the building, but they're all laughing as they're driving into the building. So it seems like, at the beginning, they're going to fight. They're going to have banter. They're going to go against each other. And then towards the end, they're going to really love each other and have this really good chemistry. And all of these characters seem like they have really good chemistry.
Yeah. It definitely seems like, in the beginning, kind of like every other movie like this, they get thrown together. They don't know why. And
they don't like each other.
Suspicious of each other, right? Then as they work together, they draw closer. So
right. And then we see a scene. This is pretty cool. Bucky's punching someone, and it's blocked. And I think it's Sentry who's blocking this punch, which is really cool. And he throws his arm off, and we do see that.
Yeah.
And we get our first image of Sentry flying, but we just see the back of him. I'm glad that they didn't fully reveal him. They just kind of show him in the shadows.
Yeah.
I like that. In the first
trailer,
something
they do well here.
Yeah.
Because they show you what's going on, but you have no idea what's going on.
Exactly. And that's really good. They don't reveal all of their heavy punchers, which is or heavy hits. That's really good, because the first trailer it showed who Sentry is, but didn't show him fly or do anything crazy. This movie it shows his cape and all this stuff in the background, but they don't show him full on, which I think is a great particular move for this movie. And we see Sentry throws Red Guardian out of the building, that's going to go hard swab.
Okay.
It's just, and then we see them all walking out of the building, and they're all beat up, and it looks super funny. It's just like they're all beat up. They don't feel like they can do this. And Elena's like, we're not one of us here is a hero. How are we going to beat this guy? All of this stuff. And, it's that kind of mindset that they're going to be like, we can do it. It's just we have to do it together.
We got 8 team on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Thunderbolts. You know,
I do think my mind's just trying to cook up theories right now. You know, obviously they're not gonna win. They're fighting Century.
No,
it's just a bunch of dudes and women who don't really have powers.
And it is Thunderbolts with an asterisk on the end of the title.
I'm thinking low key, this whole thing is cooked up by Valentina, so that either one specific person or all the Thunderbolts get killed on purpose, like intentionally putting them. The whole Bucky being a congressman thing kind of makes me think like maybe this is her way of maybe like, you know, he's cooking up something big in politics and he has to be taken out. So she gives one of the worst teams possible to go against one of the strongest teams possible, or maybe like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think like one of the, like those like cool like undermining plots.
I honestly really
the whole thing was them trying to kill, say John Walker, they really want to kill him or something, and that's the excuse they use.
Yeah, it's not bad, and with the asterisk in the name, I do feel like this movie's gonna have some depth. It's got to,
yeah, because that way it would separate itself kind of from the Suicide Squad. Like they're just there to do the government's bidding, whereas this one is like, what if they're just there to kill them. They need someone on this team to die. And this is the official excuse. Oh, they died in the line of action.
Which none of these are like full on villains. They're just all mercenaries.
Exactly.
Instead of contrary to Suicide Squad.
So it makes me wonder, like, why would they want to get rid of these mercenaries? Like,
yeah, what's the purpose? And I really could see at the end of this movie the only character surviving it being Yelena. I really could see that. Like even Bucky could die.
I know, yeah. I mean, eventually he's gonna need to end. He's been around for so long.
Yeah, he's gonna need a
fulfilling like the
story.
first like 3 or 4 movies. So.
Yeah. And I mean, we see that this movie is going to have a lot of character development as well, because you had the fall of the hero, the John Walker story that he's holding his hand with his kid in the room and just being defeated for that. Bucky and his history, Yelena and hers. And I mean, all of these characters have pasts that are just not good. And, they have things that they've done in the past that have not been good or stuff that they regret. Exactly. So this is their chance to kind of redeem themselves, which is really, really great. And so one of the things is like, don't see your mistakes. They said that's why we need each other to benefit from each other. And Yelena's like, okay, that's really a good reason to do it. And then of course Red Guardian's like, we're the Thunderbolts. And I'm really curious how he gets that name, why he calls him that. That was hilarious.
You
and
think
Bucky's
he interacted with Red Hulk?
It has to, right? Because
that'd be cool.
That is Thunderbolt Ross, right? So
how'd you come up with that?
Maybe he was like, that's our inspiration. We're the Thunderbolts. Maybe we find out that they were all recruited. Valentina works for Ross or something. Maybe we see that.
Okay.
Having a correspondence there in some way, and that's why they call themselves that. Yeah. I'm not really sure. All right. Anyhow, we see them all fighting, and we have their names going across the screen with the makings of the team. We've got Yelena as supposed to be, I guess, the team leader, with Yelena, Bucky, John Walker. We got Red Guardian, we got Ghost, and then Taskmaster just being there. And I don't think Taskmaster will have any lines. I think they're going to not speak at all.
It's not going to be the same actress either. That way they won't have to pay. So if you're not speaking, so
it's gonna be like a Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe kind of scenario. Just no speaking, just
exactly,
and just roll with it.
Save on money.
So we see while they were showing that montage of all these people, we see the new Avengers Towers, the new Thunderbolts Tower, or whatever. We have Bucky throwing the vehicle, and then we see Sentry facing up a helicopter flying in the air again. So just Sentry's going to be cool in this movie regardless, however you see it.
Also, why is Bucky taking down this vehicle?
I know, like what's the purpose? I guess he's helping them.
The vibe I get is because like the vehicle, it's like Red Guardian and Yelena are in the car, right? So it leads me to think like maybe he's brainwashed again.
Yeah, I think that's completely valid. And or maybe he was sent to prevent them from doing something.
Maybe he was trying to stop him because he knew the
dangers of it. Maybe this is early on in the movie. We don't know yet. And then Red Guardian makes a comment. This is the team that can be seen on a Wheaties box, which is funny because the poster they give us, they're on a Wheaties box, which is super funny. Anyhow, and that's pretty much how the trailer ends, with the Thunderbolts with the asterisk and with a couple other action sequences and stuff. But other than that, like again, it looks very, and we talked about the camera style. It looks very DC as well.
It's darker. You see a lot of grays and
blacks.
It's
a lot more gray, but it looks good.
Yeah.
It looks like a fun movie. Looks like it's going to be funny. Looks like it's going to be action-packed. Looks like Sentry's going to be really cool. It's just going to be those questions of how is this team going to go up against Sentry, or are they even going to be able to? And what other things are they holding back that we don't know? Is Red Hulk going to be in this movie? Is Abomination going to be in this movie? Is Zemo? Like, what are they not telling us,
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's something there.
Yeah, like it's gonna be way deeper than just Century.
It's got to be.
I think it'd be cool, like just like Winter Soldier, if you see a lot of like government corruption. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah.
Because it has to be deeper than just super team versus big Superman guy. I
completely agree.
So.
Yeah.
I'm excited to find out.
I'm excited.
I think it'll be good.
I think it'll be good too.
Cautiously optimistic.
Cautiously optimistic is a great word. I can see it being a good 7 out of 10.
I can see that, yeah.
7 out of 10, maybe even 7.5.
Yeah, that
maybe
be the
3.5 on Letterboxd. We'll see.
If I really enjoy it, I'll give it 3.5.
Absolutely. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for listening to this episode. And as always, if you enjoyed it, please let us know by giving us a download and 5-star review wherever you listen to your podcast. If you guys want early access to the episodes and exclusive access to additional movie reviews and just fun episodes, feel free to subscribe to our membership, Heroes HQ.
You're going to want to do it.
It's fire. We have a new feature on our episodes where you can send us a text message by following the link at the bottom of our episodes. You can submit your questions for Heroes Q&A there or just shoot us a DM on Instagram. And then finally, feel free to also check out our YouTube channel and our Instagram at Heroes in the Moment.
And we just want to thank y'all for listening. And as always, we love you 2000.